Hi, welcome back to Ahead of the Curve. I have my friend here, Kerry Green. We're doing another casual curve conversation. Welcome, Kerry.
Hi, thanks for having me again.
Great to have you back. It's funny because we're recording these super ahead of time. So the other episode that we have already recorded together has not even out yet. So I just
I've
feel
I've
very
been waiting for it myself, Meg.
I think it's 2 more weeks, like, in real time. So, right now it's April 11th, so, end of April, I think it's coming out. I have to double check on that
Mm.
after this, but yeah, I have copywriters that, like, keep me on task, otherwise, I would never get anything done. They help me a lot, just, like, writing out a content schedule and stuff, and I try to stay on task
Oh
with it.
my gosh, I need that. I need that,
It's
definitely.
hard. It's
Yeah.
like you're seeing people during the week and then have newsletters you need to write and just like business stuff to take care of. And then the whole
hmm
content thing is a whole nother
It's a
beast.
job. It's a
Yeah,
full-time job.
it really is. It
Yeah.
is. So I was joking with Carrie before we hit record that I really want to hear about her experience with these heatless curlers because I have been looking at them and I'm like, okay, if this legit helps and works, I'm all about it. And I know that you just tried them out, so how'd it go?
Well, for people that can't see me right now, my hair is slicked back and braided, and that is the answer of how it went. They even put a warning on the box that says, like, don't get frustrated if it doesn't work out the first time. It's like
Oh,
it takes practice.
that makes sense.
I still am hopeful. This is my new hobby. You're jumping rope, I'm doing heatless curls.
So how long did it take you to like actually get everything situated before you slept in them or did you just keep them on like a
Yeah. So you can wear them for like 5 hours during the day, or you can sleep in them. I'm
Mhm.
on the fence a little bit if it was like bothering me laying on my pillow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a string that basically hangs down both sides, and it's super quick. You wrap your hair around it,
Mhm.
and then you kind of wrap it up around the back and tie it on top of your head. So
Okay.
I did wake up at 5 a.m. and reach out.
You're like, I've had enough of this.
I've had enough. I was like, if they're set, they're set.
Yeah.
But it was wild when I woke up. It was not the vibe.
Not what you're going for.
Not what I was going for. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really grateful I can like curl my hair with a curling iron pretty fast. I mean, it takes me like 5 minutes
Yeah.
to do it, and I'm like, okay, like not the end of the world to take a couple minutes just to curl my hair, but if I could do heatless and it's better for my hair,
I will report back.
yeah. All
Yeah.
right.
I will
So next
report.
next month we'll have
We'll
you'll have
know.
a
We'll
month
know
of
for sure.
prime.
Yeah. We will know for sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Um, So I had somebody ask me the other day, if you follow me on Instagram for those who are listening, um, I will generally kind of post about some of my workouts that I do throughout the week. And I really love Peloton, doing spinning rides, their runs, their lifts and stuff, because I like to be able to just kind of like plug and play and go and
Mhm.
not have to think about it because all I do all day long, all week long is plan other people's workouts.
Yeah.
So I had somebody ask me why it's beneficial to do spinning if you've had a spinal fusion. And Carrie's super into Peloton too.
Mm.
So I want to hear why you love Peloton and what your experience has been with cycling and stuff, having spinal
Yeah.
fusion.
Can I tell you a comment that someone said to me on a consult call that was the complete opposite of that?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like she had had a fusion and thought, and I didn't get more information because it was just a consult, but
Yeah.
she had thought that it was from cycling.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Very, yeah.
Huh. So was she like a pro cycler or something? Or she just
No, it
like,
was the Peloton. I think it might have maybe her brain like made that correlation just because like, oh, like what was I doing, before that, even though they could be totally unrelated.
yeah. Was
Yeah,
it a younger person, older person?
just
Like,
like our age.
huh,
Yeah. So
interesting.
interesting. Yeah. So, but my experience with Peloton, cycling, number one, has been amazing for easy cardio. I call it easy. Other people are like, that's hard. I'm like, no, it's easy because I don't have to think.
Yeah.
I don't have to think at all. Like that is actually very therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Um, but what I like about Peloton all around, even aside from the just cycling, is the flexibility
Mhm.
of doing any length exercise you want to do and any kind of exercise. I mean, what more do you need? It's so boring to do the same thing every day.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. I kind of relate to the ease of doing like a ride versus like a run or even now my jump roping. Um,
Yeah.
I find that I get like if I take a break from running versus cycling, it's so much harder for me to get back into running and
Mhm.
to get a lot more sore, but just because
Yeah.
it's total body, you're pumping your arms and
Mhm.
having to push against gravity or against those ground forces. So it definitely is like kind of like an easier cardio.
Yeah.
Um, one thing I really like about doing cycling rides as a form of cardio and having scoliosis or spinal fusion, I mean, it's promoting you to do that hip hinge. So
Mm.
obviously, you can get on the Peloton and just like be a little slouch and,
Right.
hunch over, but that impedes your breathing. It impacts probably the way that your back is even feeling. It's not super comfortable to hunch over. So I just feel like having the handlebars, you can hold on to them, you can
Mhm.
actually like elongate a little bit to
That's what I
lengthen.
do.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also you're getting that rib expansion with, just putting forth that effort of the cardio. So
Hmm.
I really find cycling to be super, super helpful. And also it builds strength. I mean, you turn up the resistance on your bike. Like,
Right.
yeah, it's cardio, but it's also some resistance training too that
Yeah. My legs
is
are
overlooked.
so much, my butt too. It's like
Yeah.
they say Peloton butt. I did
Yeah.
not have that before. My legs are so much stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Also,
Uh,
neck posture. So, like when I first started, it's interesting to see the difference. Like when I was new,
mhm,
how hard it was to keep good form, keep
mhm.
my neck posture, not feel like my head's like jutting forward.
Yeah.
And it's kind of exciting now to be on the bike and know, like my form is great right now. Like,
Yeah.
do you experience that like
Yeah.
over
I
time?
actually use I've had always had a mirror next to it.
Hmm.
Like it just has kind of been there. It wasn't on purpose, but I have the mirror there so I'm able to check myself just here and there. I don't really need to anymore. Initially, I
Right.
was like always checking to see what was going on
Yeah.
there. But yeah, here and there I'll use it. But
Mm.
yeah, I think I don't know that my neck was as much of a thing as my rib prominence. I was like really conscientious of
Mm.
making sure that I wasn't like just
Thinking
bending,
and
flexing from my prominence
yeah.
instead of my hips. So
Yeah. It's a lot of concentration to keep your form on Peloton.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And keep up with like your cadence and resistance and
Yeah.
all the things. I stay away from Robin when she's in yellow.
Same. Don't go there. Yeah. But with a fusion, it is like, I don't want to say easy, but I guess, yeah, because it's like there is some limitations. Like, well, I'm not going to get down and do burpees. I
Right.
could, but I'm not going to. So, it's like kind of, I used to do a lot of hit workouts, but now I kind of focus on the Peloton.
Yeah. Yeah. Burpees are overrated for anybody, honestly. I think that there's so many other awesome exercises that you could
Yeah.
do other than burpees to help your back. So
Hmm. Yeah. Instant pain. No, thank you.
yeah.
Yeah. No, thanks.
That's how I feel about I had a new client yesterday and she came with her Pilates instructor and we were going through some stuff together and they just really wanted to make sure they were focusing on the right things and
Hmm.
she had a good understanding of her curve and she really loves to do rollovers. Have you ever
Oh,
done that in
like where
Pilates?
yeah, like you're rolling your body up.
No, it's so that's a roll up.
Okay. What is a rollover?
A roll over is when you're on your back and you lower your legs a little bit and then you lift your legs up and over your head. Uh,
Oh,
it's like I think I forget what that's
yeah.
called, plow or something in
A
yoga.
plow. It's a
Yeah,
plow. We used to do it in yoga.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
similar to that, but you focus on like the articulation of the
Mm,
spine on the way down. They may even do that in yoga, but I I hate the way that feels in my body, so I'm just kind of naturally like, that's not a great thing for me. And she's like,
yeah.
I love rollovers, and I just think that they feel so good. And I'm not going to tell somebody to stop doing something that feels awesome in their body. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not inside of your body. I don't know how
Right.
you're feeling, and that likely intuitively your body knows what you need. So anyway, we just kind of talked about the focus being on making sure that she's not just completely collapsing into
Mm,
that position and giving some space and room in between each of the vertebrae as she's lowering down. So it's
mm,
less compressive on her. So there's always ways that we can be adapting things for our bodies. And if you have a practitioner that is telling you like no, never about things, I mean, unless it's like, something that's detrimental to your health, like, you could kill you. Really, I don't really see, any point in scaring people away from movements that they love. So,
right. Well,
yeah.
that's an interesting question. Like, is there anything that you could think of that you would say, like, stay away from that with scoliosis or fusion?
I mean, it used
That's a
to.
huge question, but
Yeah, I mean, I would say, first of all, things that are painful in your body,
Mhm.
definitely staying away from that. I think combined movements, such as like combining end range, rotation, and flexion. I don't even know that somebody with a spinal fusion would be able to get into that position very well.
Not really.
But
I've tried.
those movements tend to create more torsion in your spine, and you already have a lot of torsion in your spine. So,
Yeah,
but even then, there's always, I think, exceptions to those rules. So,
right.
if you're a dancer and your body's used to doing all sorts of funky things and you're okay with that and it's not creating pain in your body, go for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's an interesting question about Peloton
Mhm.
with scoliosis, fusion, whatever. You know how they go really fast in the classes?
Yes.
What do you do or what do you recommend? I mean, I pause it, but I can't say I don't ever get frustrated having to keep doing that. So sometimes I'll pause, sometimes I'll just do less reps. What do
Yeah.
you do?
So, for instance, Adrian, do you do any of his
Yeah.
classes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the best.
So I love his routines that he puts together. I just love him. But he will do like four what 4 times through his circuits instead of
Mhm.
3.
Mm.
So I'll just do the circuit 3 times instead of 4.
Okay.
And instead of rushing through, because I feel like, oh my gosh, I've hardly gotten into this exercise and he's already finishing it up.
Right.
So
Takes time
I'll just
to get up and down. I gotta put my props in place. I gotta do so
yeah.
many things. Yeah.
Yeah, so I improvise a lot. Like sometimes I'll just have them on and I'll be doing my own little thing, my own exercises that I would prefer doing. Like sometimes lateral lunges kind of aggravate my back.
Hmm.
So I'll do a few sets of those and then kind of get sick of that feeling and
Right.
then do something else. So yeah.
Mm. Yeah. The rapid class is just
I know.
too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
That's a really good question because it is a little annoying. And yeah, I think it's all about honoring your body. So, just
Mhm.
making sure you're listening to what your needs are. And if the instructor is going way too fast through the movements, it doesn't allow you enough time to really focus on your form and connected to your tensegrity of your body.
Mm.
So you want to get the most out of it if you're
Yeah.
already doing it.
Right.
Mhm.
Mm. So, Meg and I are trying to talk to you all about conquering fears without scoliosis, but
Mhm.
specifically with scoliosis. And I want to tell you about this fear that I unlocked, and I want to
Hey,
see what you think about it.
all right, let's hear it.
Yeah, so the move is, I don't know if I'm going to say the name right, but I'll describe it. I
Okay.
was scared of doing this before because of what we talked about, like, don't twist, don't do.
Mhm.
But I saw someone doing it online and I was like, that looks really nice. I'm gonna try it. It's called scorpion. You're laying face down and you have your arms in like straight out,
Mhm.
and then you're kind of like opening your shoulder, and your opposite leg is going around behind you. So it's like a hip opener and a shoulder opener at the same time.
Okay. Um, it could be, yeah, that could be a scorpion. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I don't know the name of it, but I think
Mhm.
that I know what you're talking about.
Okay. That's
Yes.
all that
I
matters.
visualize what you're talking about. So it's like is it the same leg that you're opening as the chest that you're
No, it's opposite. So if I was laying with my left arm, I wanted to open this shoulder, I would wrap my right like foot around to come around the other side. So my right hip would open and it would be like a little bit of a twist.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So do you approve? Because it felt amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
fine.
I
Yes.
loved it and I'm obsessed now.
Mhm. Yeah. So I would say just easing into anything like that and, just continuously checking in like, okay, am I still good with this? Am I forcing anything?
Mm,
I am a huge advocate for not forcing your body into positions it doesn't want to be in. You want to support yourself as much as you can to feel comfort because if you're forcing yourself, what happens?
right.
You're just met with more force and more resistance in your body and your nervous system gets
Mm,
all jacked up and
hmm.
it's not a good situation. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, new fear conquered. And it sounds like such a little thing, but the whole like twisting thing, and it is like it's mild, so I'm not like, twisting crazy, but the twisting fears are very real.
Yeah,
Yeah, scary.
it is. And similar to that, I guess mine is a rotational thing as
Is it
well.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's weird.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So in the mentorship that I did with Movement Rev Anna
Hmm.
Hartman, um, she has so much amazing information in there, and one of the movements actually that we did when I was at the course live in California, she was doing like a back class. Um, and we did something called Da Vinci rolls, and that's where you lay on your back. And have you ever seen the Da Vinci painting or artwork where it's like,
Yeah, a
yeah.
long time ago. Yeah,
So
sort of.
it's like I think it's a naked man and he's in a
Oh,
circle and his arms are out and his legs are out, like an X position.
okay.
So that's the way that you start. You're like a starfish, kind
Mm,
of
hmm.
laying on the ground. And then you work on rolling, initiating the rolling with your arm and reaching. And then your legs just kind of stay where they're at and they roll to the side. And then you do that the other way. And then you repeat it, initiating the rolling with your legs. And I was like, this is a lot more rotation than what I've done.
I'm writing this down, by the way, because I'm like gonna go look up Da Vinci Roll. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I was very anxious trying it out at the mentorship. Um, but afterwards I felt so much ease in my
Mm,
body. And of course it was like a combination. I mean, it was a whole hour class that we did. But I
right.
just remember that in particular, like having that fear beforehand and then just like going through the movement and being like, "Oh, okay, like I was okay. Like nothing was painful or alarming or like pulling." And I eased my way into it. I didn't just like force myself into end range and just focus on getting to the end goal.
Mm,
Want to pay attention to how you're getting into that position.
right.
Um, but I think that you probably experience this where when you're sitting unsupported, it
Mm,
feels like so much work.
hmm. Yep.
And after doing that class, I was sitting there and I'm like,
Oh, you just like felt totally
"Com-
calm sitting.
completely eat, like no
Wow,
tension, no, yeah."
that's amazing.
So I've been implementing that a bit more into my routine. So like after I do a run or after I do like a heavy lift, I'll do some of that and it's pretty
Yeah,
awesome. Yeah.
I love that. Well, this is interesting too. Like when we do these things, something that we're scared of, it can also be relaxing because your nervous system is conquering a fear. Like it's doing something that deep down worries is very threatening for you. Because if you get hurt, like you hurt your back, that feels very dangerous, right? So if you do something like that, Da Vinci roller, like a scorpion, like what I was doing, and then you end up feeling much better after, your
Mhm.
nervous system is like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm not really in danger. And then your whole body can relax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
regulating.
I'm regulating.
You're regulating, yeah.
Wow. And that wasn't even my intention. I love when
Right.
it's just happening accidentally.
Yeah, right?
Like doing something you love and you're like, oh, I'm totally regulating my nervous system, like
Hmm.
going on a walk on the beach or like just sitting outside with a cup of coffee.
Yeah,
Totally love that stuff.
I love it.
And I'm regulating my nervous
And
system.
you're regulating. It's win, win, win.
Oh man. Well, anything else you want to talk about today?
Hmm. Well, this is one last thing on that note. You know
Yeah.
how you can know you're regulated?
What?
Speaking of sitting, if
How?
you're sitting without the tension, like you described, you're probably regulated. And if you're sitting, this is what I think,
Yeah.
based on my own like experience.
Yeah.
When like the more tension I feel in my back and just all over, fidgety, the pain
Hmm.
starts, or you just feel like a little like
Hmm.
squirmy. I feel like that's how you know you're dysregulated.
Oh,
Yeah, your nervous
that,
system is like, why are we still sitting here? Why are we doing this? I don't want to be here. I don't want, I'm trapped.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very simple.
Hmm.
Makes a lot of sense.
But if you really like notice that feeling in your body, it totally tracks, right? Like, oh, I'm relaxed. I must be
Yeah.
feeling safe.
Yeah. Huh. I I'm noticing this less and less, but for the course of my life, I've noticed like myself just like clenching my fists all the time. Like
Really? You're like
I'll notice
Arnold.
like I'm sitting here and I'm like watching my clients on the screen and I'm like my fists are clenched and I'll look down like
Mm.
what the heck am I doing?
It's like that, like the cartoon character, Arnold. Have you seen that meme where he's like, he's got his fists, he looks like he's gonna punch. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I mean, I know, hey, are you talking about Hey Arnold?
I'll find the meme and send it to you.
Okay, yeah, I don't know
But
that,
that's
but
so funny. What do you think that's about? Do you have like too much energy boiling up, or is it tension, anxiety?
I, I think that it's probably a combination of things. I, if I've had too much coffee, uh, and then I'm just like sitting and watching people move.
Hmm.
And then I think it could sometimes be like frustration of not being able to get my point across when I'm trying to explain a movement that somebody's like
Right.
I talk people through movements in my sessions. I don't demonstrate everything.
Hmm.
When I'm not like getting my words out properly and then they're not receiving it, well, I get frustrated. So I probably like doing that.
Oh my gosh, you get dysregulated. That's dysregulation. We're learning a lot right now. We're
Yeah.
learning a lot. So, people, not everyone can see, but if you do this before your session and you shake your hands like this for
Hmm.
30 minutes, that will probably help.
Wait, how long?
3 minutes, 3 whole minutes.
I said 30.
No, 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 that would be insane.
Okay.
That would be
3
insane.
minutes is totally doable. I could do.
Yeah. Yeah, do it, try it before and try it after and see how you feel.
All right, I will. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my go-tos with like smelling my essential oil and doing my eye exercises,
Hmm.
but I'm not the best with doing it consistently. Like I'll do it in the morning, but between sessions, I'm lucky if I have like enough time to pee and move around a little bit. So,
We'll discuss that
doable. I
after.
could do this while I
Yeah,
pee.
okay. We're going to talk about that after. We'll give you a lecture.
Okay. So,
Okay. We all have to take time for ourselves before our sessions. Me too. I'm guilty.
yeah, it's all about efficiency for me.
Yeah, I get it. We're
Mm.
such high achievers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. Well, this was fun.
So
We
fun.
covered like a lot of random things.
We really
Heatless
did.
girls, Peloton, anxiety, all the good things.
Regulating. Oh my
Regulating.
gosh. Like what else is left?
So next time we're going to get an update from Carrie about these heatless curls and probably have some other fun things to talk about. I love these sessions. Thank you for joining today.
Thank
Until
you.
next time, stay well and stay ahead of the curve.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.